Hey everyone, this is Jack speaking. Today I'll be talking about CFD, which stands for Contract for Difference, and somewhere in this video, two of you who have subscribed to my channel are going to get £100 each. From now on, every giveaway which hasn't been collected within 30 days of uploading that particular video will expire. And since I have zero intentions to chase people to give them my money, I have to set this rule. If you show up on day 31 after the video is being uploaded to collect your giveaway, sorry, but such is not going to be given. This includes any previous giveaways like the 4 people from the video The Power of Self-Destruction who still hasn't showed up to collect at the moment of shooting this video. It doesn't include videos of the nature of the 1 million CRV giveaway or my sleeping video giveaway because these giveaways are yet to be given. And for the first one, I actually have your CRV addresses, so I don't have to chase anybody, just make the transfers once we hit the 1 million subscribers. Sorry boss, what was the topic of the video? So many giveaways, I forget the topic. Yes, CFD, yeah. In finance, contract for difference, or CFD for short, is a contract between two parties, typically described as a buyer and a seller, stipulating that the buyer will pay to the seller the difference between the current value of an asset and its value at contract time. If the difference is negative, then the seller pays instead to the buyer. Okay, let's cut the technicality for a second and explain it with simple words. Imagine you want to buy YouTube shares for a second. I'm messing with you, there is no such thing as YouTube shares. YouTube was created in February 2005 by 3 former PayPal employees, and Google bought it for $1.65 billion in November 2006. So let's imagine you want to buy Google shares. And let's imagine your broker gives you leverage 1, 5, 20, 50 and 100, where the leverage 1 is the real underlying asset, which is the real Google share. Don't forget that in my video called My Top 5 Trading Tips for You, I already teach you not to use leverage. So when you do that and use leverage, despite what I teach you, and you lose all of your money, blame it on yourself, okay? So hypothetically, if you use leverage, which I told you not to, you would be signing a CFD contract with your broker. What does that mean? It means if you choose leverage 100, and you decide to buy Google shares with 100 British pounds, on 100 British pounds per share, they're not this much, but I'm trying to make it as simple as possible to understand. So once you do that, and the Google share price goes down to 99 British pounds per share, you lose your entire investment. Because you lose 100 times more, or you gain 100 times more. The same way you would gain 100 British pounds or 100% of your entire investment if Google share price hits 101 British pounds. Based on that CFD contract you have signed, your broker owes you 100% return and they credit them to your account instantly. Now with this being said, there was absolutely no Google shares traded while YouTube was playing who gets whose money, because you never actually bought the underlying asset. I lost you, didn't I? Focus, mate. When you trade CFD, no real Google shares switch hands because such has never been bought to begin with. I hope this clarifies what the purpose of CFD is. Come on, do the ding sound. There you go. You get £100, mate. CFDs were originally developed in the early 1990s in London as a type of equity swap which was being traded on margin. The invention of the CFD is widely credited to Brian Keelan and John Wood, both of USB Warburg, on the Trafalgar House deal in the early 1990s. CFDs were initially used by hedge funds and institutional traders to cost-effectively gain exposure to stocks on the London Stock Exchange. Partly because they required only a small margin, but also since no physical shares change hands, it also avoided stamp duty in the United Kingdom. It remains common for hedge funds and other asset managers to use CFDs as an alternative to physical holdings or physical short selling for UK-listed equities with similar risk and leverage profiles. A hedge fund's prime broker will act as a counterparty to CFD and will often hedge its own risk under the CFD. or its net risk under all CFDs held by its clients long and short by trading physical shares on the exchange. Trades by the prime broker for its own account for hedging purposes will be exempt from UK stamp duty. Please pause the video if you believe you're learning something valuable and hit the like button as it helps me tremendously to build this channel. Also, if you don't have a portfolio and you want to start building such, or you do have a portfolio but you're not happy with your current broker, have a look down in the description. The exchanges you see there are trustworthy and they charge fair fees. Depending on which one of them you decide to go with, they might even give you a welcome bonus. Or you can go with all of them, as I always advise traders and investors to use at least a few exchanges for an extra layer of safety. Oh, don't worry, I'm not going to sleep in any more videos. That was it. In the late 1990s, CFDs were introduced to retail traders, which is individuals like you and me. They were popularized by a number of UK companies characterized by innovative online trading platforms that made it easy to see live prices and trade in real time. The first company to do this was GNI, originally known as Gerard and National Intercommodities. GNI and its CFD trading service, GNI Touch, was later on acquired by MF Global. They were soon followed by IG Markets and CMC Markets, who started to popularize the service in 2000. Around 2001, a number of CFD providers realized that CFDs had the same economic effect as financial spread betting in the UK, except that financial spread betting profits were exempt from capital gains tax. Most CFD providers launched financial spread betting operations in parallel to their CFD offering. In the UK, the CFD market mirrors the financial spread betting market and the products are in many ways the same. However, unlike CFDs, which have been exported to a number of different countries, spread betting, inasmuch as it relies on a country-specific tax advantage, has remained primarily a UK and Irish phenomenon. CFD providers then started to expand to overseas markets, starting with Australia in July 2002 by IG Markets and CMC Markets. CFDs have since been introduced into a number of other countries. You get £100. CFDs are available in a lot of countries, but they are also not permitted in a number of other countries. Most notably the United States, where due to rules about over-the-counter products, CFDs cannot be traded by retail investors unless on a registered exchange, and there is no exchanges in US that offers CFDs. In 2016, the European Securities and Markets Authority, or for short ESMA, issued a warning on the sale of speculative products to retail investors, which included the sale of CFDs. I hope you got a pretty good idea of what CFD trading is. You have to learn money in order to make money. Thank you all for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to have a chance to catch a giveaway, and I'll see you next time. They were popularized by a number of UK companies characterized by their innovative for sake. Most CFD providers launched financials for CFD providers then started to expand. They expand. Around 2001, a number of CFD providers realized that they'd realized something. Yeah, that. They realized that. Around 2001, a number of CFD providers realized that CFDs have had the same economic effect as financial spread betting. But you're still looking at me. Around 2001, a number of CFD providers realized that CFDs had the same economic effect as financial Around 2001, a number of CFD providers realized that CFDs had the same economic effect as financial spread betting in the UK, except that financial spread betting profits were exempt from capital gains tax.